The Ku-not-so-ku era in 2017, wealth was now no longer about how much you make, but how much you keep. Yes, I said how much you keep. A lot of people aligned to the G40 were stripped off their wealth, making a U-turn to support Ed from Grace Mugabe to save their wealth. This brought about the dawn of a new era as there was a lot of grabbing and seizing. Thank you for visiting our channel. Kindly like, share and subscribe. Today's list is going to highlight the top 10 wealthy ZANU-PF members. Sit back, relax and feast your eyes on the number 1 shocker. Number 10, Osius Bvute. Former G40 Mugabe's wealth manager and the CEO of Metbank is estimated to be worth 150 million United States dollars. It is alleged that he owns overvalued stands in Crawhill. Osius Bvute allegedly embezzled 6 million which had been given to Zimbabwe cricket. He then managed to secure around 30,000 stands in Crawhill and the least of his stands cost around $5,000. Rumors say the stands were overvalued and were pushed to Metbank and own employees where his best friend Supamandi Wanzira was Minister of ICT and Telecommunications. He is now a Member of Parliament. Number 9. Apamuching Uri, the fourth powerful person in ZANU-PF with an estimated value of 250 million United States dollars. The former Minister of Environment, with claims of selling elephant tusks with Grace Mugabe to China. At present, she is a Minister of Defense and currently under her portfolio are gold mines that are for Army generals in Chimanimani. Muching Uri's office is responsible for looking for investors who want to be in a joint partnership with the Army. She is believed to own vast houses, farms and also the revenue in ZANU-PF passes through her office since she is the chairlady for ZANU-PF. Number 8. Yoram Gumbo, like most corrupt leaders, has allegedly been abusing his position as Minister of Transport to make money from approving tenders for road construction, construction equipment and airplanes. These allegations extend further to Zinara and Air Zimbabwe, after appointing Simba Chikor, Grace Mugabe's son-in-law, as the Chief Operation Officer for Air Zimbabwe as a way to buy favors. Under Yoram Gumbo, many scrupulous tender deals like the $33 million scandal and Geiger scandal of $2.2 billion were credited to Yoram. He is estimated to be worth 500 million United States dollars. He awarded $2.2 billion road construction tender to a company called Geiger which on its website, describes itself as a leading supplier of security products, vehicular equipment, textile and housing products and nothing to do with road construction. He is the same minister who authorized the buying of snow graders for road construction on a country that does not snow and $800 million trains that don't fit on NRZ railway tracks. Number 7. Ignatius Chombo. Used his former position of Minister of Local Government to acquire huge tracts of land for himself according to claims. He was Minister of Local Government for 15 years, and during that time was in charge of all state land. He had the prime land and farms in the country. Apparently he destroyed service delivery of councils by appointing his puppets at council level who corruptly gave him stands and ghost workers remuneration in exchange of approving hefty salaries for councillors in local governance. Mother and architecture of land barons, a notion to give citizens housing stands without title deeds in exchange for voting for ZANU-PF and accredited to those with the party card. He is the same person who orchestrated Mrambotsvina and authorized the building of houses in wetlands across the nation. Chombo is worth a staggering 620 million United States dollars only. Perhaps the rest of the money is owed to the ex-wife who demanded 104 stands, which is believed to be a third of his fortune at that time. No one knows really. But as if not enough, Chombo became Home Affairs Minister and had the police department under his belt. In this tenure as Min of Home Affairs, the nation saw an increase of police roadblocks which was an institutionalized crime that he took part in, together with Augustine Churi. The amount we know that was scooped was 40 million United States dollars allegedly, but cashing in 2,000 used a day from each police roadblock daily. 40 million is an underestimation. Chombo, with the coming of dispensation, was removed from the top 3 richest since some of his sources of wealth were clipped away. Number 6. Philip Valerio Sibandai is a general of the Zimbabwe National Army who serves as commander of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces since December 2017. Calm, collected but wholesomely rich, the ZDF boss has been a beneficiary of the following: DRC Diamonds in 2003, Kiajwa Diamonds, Command Agriculture and Chimanimani Gold claims. He is worth a staggering 650 million. Number 5, Albert Mpofu, the obedient son, worth $800 million, and this acquired in a very short space of time. As Minister of Transport, he claimed that Airport Road cost $500 million. Albert Mpofu owns almost half of the hotels, properties, animal ranches and at one point owned a bank. As Minister of Mines, not only was he involved in the 15 billion saga, he was in the platinum deposits scandal, coal mines and gold scandals. It is alleged he also contributed in the destroying of Cisco Steel when 400 million US went missing. Lately, he currently Secretary of Administration. Number 4. John Manguia is an economist and the Governor of Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. On May 4, 2016, Manguia announced that Zimbabwe would introduce bond notes in October 2016 in order to stop US dollars being taken out of the country. John is worth a lump sum of $900 million. Correct. 900 million in United States dollars. Well, allegedly, the bond note is a source of astronomical wealth. For every bond note printed, it is alleged you get an equivalence of $1 United States dollar. He is the man behind the monetary policy and inflation, as he keeps on printing money and the same new notes hit the streets and buy off all the USD. John Manguia was already rich before he became governor, as he was also a beneficiary of the currency cartel during Gideon Gono time. Number 3. Constantino Gavaikiwenga. General Bay is scooping our number 3 Platinum Award. He not only owns diamond mines but his diamonds in the house courtesy of Jocelyn, the ex-wife. Worth $3.5 billion to his name. Zimbabwe's defense sector is a sub-economy on its own, and henceforth, it had a lump sum allocated to it on the national budget. Kiwenga, being the Bay in charge of all the companies under this portfolio. Rusununguko Nkululeko Holdings is a company that he is a top official in. This company is bigger than the top 4 biggest companies in Zimbabwe. Some sources of General's wealth: DRC Diamonds, Kiajwa Diamonds and Command Agriculture. Google it. Number 2, Grace Mugabe. Gucci Grace and the late husband, second Richest, awarded a silver award on this channel, $82 million frozen in Swiss accounts back in 1999. Famous for humongous shopping sprees and holiday resorting, wife of the late President Robert Mugabe still has her act on. It is actually good to her still on the spot, considering. Where do we begin? The Graceland scheme, perhaps? In 1995, a multi-million-dollar national housing fund was set up to build houses for middle-income families. Houses were supposed to cost an average of $200,000. Middle-income groups were supposed to contribute half while the government put forward another half to be paid back over time. Instead of the targeted beneficiaries, the fund was hijacked and looted via a VIP housing scheme by greedy individuals, chief of whom was none other than Mugabe's wife, Grace. She built herself a $5 million mansion, later dubbed the Gracelands, which if properly used could have built middle-income house for 29 families. Wait, this is not the only plundering case. Gucci was above the law, because of the former President R.G. Mugabe. Assumptions around corruption cases was that, they were taken lightly because Mugabe he was no hypocrite. How do you take out one of your own? He was the kingpin of the country and the biggest beneficiary, receiving extra tithe from all the ministers and Chinese. It's also alleged Mugabe was always at the core of corruption and bribery well from the time Zimbabwe got independent. And indeed it continued to do the rounds in his house. He then benefited an astronomical $2 billion from Congo War. He benefited from the $15 billion of Kiajwa Diamonds as he had his own mine. He had $400 million worth of a dairy, Gushunga Holding. He had 20,000 hectares of prime land in Zimbabwe. He had gold mines in Great Dyke and Mazowe. During Gono's time, when there was a spree of banks, Mugabe owned some shares in most banks. By the end of his horrendous rule, Mugabe family was worth $5 billion. Number 1. This figure has been trending lately. The figure already had lots of money before coup, but after the coup he has been making trends of acquiring almost everything that brings in money in Zimbabwe. Here's a list of what this individual owns. He benefited from Command Agriculture $3 billion. He owns fuel stations and the Faruka fuel pipeline from Mozambique. He now owns Zupco. NBSP. He owns Leland Mines, a platinum mining company worth $500 million. He owns most of the gold mines in Zimbabwe. The country is producing an average of 1 ton of gold via him. He won tenders for supplying medicals in the country and wins almost every tender. In 2016 his company was awarded the emergency diesel power station at Dima substation mega electricity project that would cumulatively cost about $2 billion. The same guy has been getting treasury bills since 2016. When Mugabe left, national debt was $3 billion. After COPE the national debt has ballooned to $11 billion. During the 1:1 bond note era, fuel price went to 3 bond per liter. When he sold 1 million liters at 3 bond, he would go to RBZ and United States dollars at 1:1. Ladies and gentlemen, if your guess is as good as mine, it's none other than. Place your bet. Valley. Emerson Mnangagwa. Ed has been a very wealthy man before he became president. He is one of the major beneficiaries of the DRC war. His company called Sosibo was doing forestry in Congo, and cobalt with Billy Rottenberg. He also benefited and is still benefiting wholesomely at Kiajwa. He is the biggest gold miner in Zimbabwe. He is the biggest fuel supplier and retailer in the country. He now owns Zupco, the country's public bus network, that also now wants to incorporate all local taxis to its portfolio. He is also the major shareholder of CBZ, the biggest bank in the country. It is alleged that Kuta Tagware of Sakunda is his front, as all the mega deals happening in the country are his. Mnangagwa is worth a staggering $10 billion. Comment, like and subscribe, as we are going to bring you more news on what's going on around the country and globally.